Good morning. I'm going to talk to you about this assignment for a second. We had a couple questions on this assignment that I want to address. It's the oral drugs dosage and calculations. And I'm going to start with number 9. Number 9 says the ND writes an order for a GI cocktail, 150 milligrams by mouth every 6 hours for 24 hours. The pharmacy dispenses you with 75 milligrams per 3 ml. How many mLs would you administer per day? Per day. One of the things that we didn't really cover is some of the abbreviations and exactly some of the meanings of them. So we talked a lot about BID, TID, QID, but we didn't talk so much about the Q12 hours, Q8 hours, Q6 hours, things like that. So in that question, you would have to figure out how many times a day you would give this medicine in order to find out how much the daily dose would be, or how many mLs you would give per day. But all it says is every 6 hours for 24 hours. Now again, for some of you, good with numbers, that may come really easy. If it doesn't tell you, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, BID, TID, something like that, it just says, every 6 hours for 24 hours. Take 24 hours, divide it by the number of hours that it gave you. In this example, it was 6, but I'm doing 24 divided by 4 equals 6. If you use this example, it would be 24 divided by 6, which would equal 4. That's how many times in a day you would give that medicine based on the hours. So BID is equivalent to Q12 hours, twice a day. TID is equivalent to Q8 hours. QID is equivalent to Q6 hours. The reason there's a different way to do it is because some medications are really on a strict schedule and some are not. So if you were told to take a medicine twice a day, you might take it first thing in the morning, like maybe with breakfast at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and you may take your second dose at dinner, if that's like 6 o'clock at night. And that's fine if it's not schedule specific, because that was one, let's say at 9 a.m., one at 6 p.m. That's only 9 hours apart, but it's twice a day, BID, okay? If it's strict on a schedule, it's going to be every 12 hours. So that means if you took it at 9 o'clock in the morning, you would have to take the next dose at 9 o'clock at night. Okay, if you took it at 6 o'clock in the morning, you would take it at 6 o'clock at night, okay, for that every 12-hour schedule. So some medications are very specific to timing and when you take them. Specifically pain medications, a lot of arthritis medications, and lots of other things. But that's why there's a couple different ways to do this. So, PRN, don't forget, is as needed. Remember, not every medication has to be taken all the time. So somebody recovering from surgery, they might get a pain medicine that says take 1 pill every 4 hours as needed. That means if you're not really having the pain, you don't need to take it. But if you are, you can. Okay? So I hope that helps with number 9. And I'm going to do another video for another question on the same assignment.